Welcome back to the channel, Hex Tribe. My test results just came back from a longevity test that I had done with a company called Tally Health. And I want to share the results with you because I just got the results back today, but I'm going to be opening them and reacting to them for the very first time in front of you guys. I haven't looked at these results yet, but what they're going to tell me at the end of the video, they're going to tell me my chronological age versus my biological age. You know, in crypto and especially in Hex, it's really all about time. That's actually a pretty good slogan for Hex, really. It's about time. And when we've got these 10, 15-year stakes, you know, we got to stay healthy. We got to practice what we preach. And part of that is longevity, staying alive to see your stakes mature and to reap all the rewards and all the riches that you're probably going to get in the future if you can hold through this crazy crypto game. Now, I've always been interested in staying healthy. You know, I tend to just really refer to the very simple trifecta of eat, sleep, and exercise. Eat right, sleep right, and exercise, and those three alone, with sleep being the most important, those will do wonders for you, really. But on top of that, you know, part of what Hex gave me was the freedom to really be able to choose my lifestyle. And guys, you know, you can go out and buy the Bugatti or the Lambo, but that's going to be a short-term fix of dopamine. That's going to wear off, you know. All these superfluous things like, you know, the car, the big house, the flat screen TV. Guys, I got a flat screen TV over there. I don't even watch it. That TV has been on maybe 10 times this whole year. You know, I don't really focus or care about the kinds of material wealth. And I'm not virtue signaling here. Look, I own a Louis Vuitton shirt, okay? It was the dumbest $800 I've ever spent. But, you know, I got to try some things out. And what I've really settled on in my personal life is that I really would much rather be spending my money on things that help my body and help me feel better, because really health is wealth. I mean, people say that as a trope, but it's true. You can't enjoy any of the stuff that financial freedom brings if you're not healthy first. And guys, I mean, come on. I'm young, I drink from time to time, I go out, I party, but I feel so much better and so much more motivated when I am being healthy to my body. And I'm gonna walk you through my longevity supplement routine so that you can do what I do if you're interested in that. I'll post all the links of all these supplements down below. But over the course of the last year or two, I've gotten really into, believe it or not, caring about my health. And I know I'm young, but you know, this is going to pay off in leaps and bounds. And I've been listening to guys like David Sinclair and watching all kinds of YouTube content from leading longevity researchers because basically they're the guys that you want to listen to when it comes to longevity and prevention of diseases, guys. You know, I've really haven't been sick in many, many years, and I've been feeling pretty good. And you can do the same, and some of these supplements that I'm about to show you might help you. So if you're interested in seeing my longevity stack that I take every day nowadays and how I wake up feeling pretty awesome most days, even if I go out the night before, watch this right here. I'll go through them one by one, and again, I'll post links in the description below. No one's paying me to say any of this. I just think that this is one of the most interesting parts of my life that I want to share with you. So no sponsorships here. Again, nobody's paying me to say this, but here's what I've discovered over time, right? So this is a one you might have seen before, AG1. This is called Athletic Greens. And, you know, you've probably heard it on the Joe Rogan podcast. They've definitely infiltrated the podcast game. Athletic Greens is basically like your multivitamin to end all multivitamins. Rather than buy, you know, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, all these different vitamins, you can literally just coast by off of AG1. I know it's a bit expensive. I think it's about 100 to 150 bucks a pouch, but this should last you for maybe 2 months. You don't have to take a full scoop every day. I take maybe half a scoop a day, but it's got 75 vitamins and minerals, you know, not just your A, B, C, D, E, whatever, but it's also got, you know, different digestive enzymes, different adaptogens, mushrooms, things that are really healthy, great for your longevity, probiotics even. You know, this is like taking 50 supplements in one, okay? You're gonna wanna read the back of this. Just look at the back of this here, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna bore you with all these ingredients, but these are all some of the best stuff. It's recommended by a bunch of podcasters that I know and trust. And, you know, it's made in New Zealand, so those New Zealand guys, they seem to have their health situation figured out far more than us Americans anyway. So, hey, shout out to New Zealand. Whatever's in here, I trust you guys are good for it. And really, it's just, you can read up on all these ingredients, but just take it and see how you feel. And, you know, it does sound expensive at first, but if you're going to get even one of these supplements I'm about to show you, I'd probably start with AG1, Athletic Greens, because it covers most of your bases, and the other stuff I'm about to show you is just extras that it's kind of on the cutting edge of longevity research. Next, we've got NAC. This is an NAC brand from Thorne, a company called Thorne. N-acetylcysteine is a precursor to a protein. It's an amino acid that is great for your liver. It helps produce a chemical called glutathione, which is great for longevity. Your liver is super important to your overall health and well-being, and this is pretty cheap, guys. This was 25 bucks for 90 pills. And you take about 1 gram a day. That's 2 pills. You can take half a gram if you want. But this thing right here, this is one of the more expensive ones. Thorne is supposed to be a good brand, but it's also a bit more expensive. Still, 25 bucks is not crazy. And this is a premium longevity supplement that goes really well with the other stuff I'm about to show you in this kind of holistic plan that I've created for myself. So Thorne N-acetylcysteine, you can just Google NAC, get it on Amazon. There's all kinds of brands, and it's very simple. You're supposed to take it kind of before food, because if you take it with food, your body's going to focus on digesting all the nutrients out of the food first, and it might pass by the NAC, and it might just excrete this out. If you know what I mean. So, yeah, just try to take this on an empty stomach or in between meals. Next one up is called Fogogio Agrestis with Tongkat Ali. Heard about this in the Andrew Huberman podcast. You guys might be familiar with him. I take this almost every day, and it's supposed to just increase your bioavailability of testosterone. There's some studies to support it, but it is just a natural herb, 2 natural herbs combined. And you can get this also for really cheap, but it's totally optional. Again, if you're a woman, and this is for testosterone, so maybe more male-oriented, this one, but Fogogio Agrestis with Tongkat Ali. You can see the bottle right here, and this is from Dorado Nutrition, but there's all kinds of brands. Just make sure that your brand that you're buying has, proven lab result studies that show its purity. Just Google into it a little bit more than buying the first thing you see online, because when there's science behind something, it's just that much more easier to buy into it. And quite honestly, I don't notice much of a difference with this day to day. I am young. My testosterone levels are pretty high, probably relative to, someone that might be 40, 50, or 60. But especially if you're older, 40 and up, your testosterone levels start to decrease dramatically. And this is one thing you can take that's not, DHEA, or it's not actual TRT. Basically, it's not actual testosterone. It just allows your body to make the testosterone that you already have more bioavailable to you. And yeah, some of this might be bro science, guys. I might be butchering a little bit of this. I'm not a doctor, but I do a lot of research, all right? I do a lot of research, and this is what I take. And from my anecdotal experience, I feel pretty good most of the time. So what's next, okay? Got something here called Hproof. This is the anytime you drink vitamin. If you're young, if you like to party from time to time, I like to take Hproof, the anytime you drink vitamin. I saw this on an Instagram ad, honestly, but I looked up the ingredients. You've got, your vitamin C, E, niacin, vitamin B, magnesium, all the good stuff for the hangover normally, but it also adds in some unique ingredients called milk thistle seed extract, taurine, DHM, and L-glutathione. And L-glutathione is really the primary thing that's going to fix your liver up here. Glutathione is what NAC helps make. So NAC and glutathione, these two are combined together. I don't take this every day, but before and after drinking, I find that this Hproof is pretty good to take. It's called the Anytime You Drink Vitamin. Next, we've got magnesium. This is just a standard magnesium supplement from CVS. There's probably better quality magnesium you can get out there. This gives you it in magnesium oxide, magnesium aspartate, and magnesium citrate forms. There is a better form of magnesium that I'm forgetting the name of, but you might have to pay a little bit more. I just take this first thing in the morning. It helps with sleep. Magnesium is a precursor to serotonin. It's a precursor to melatonin, which is then a precursor to serotonin. And it just helps fix you up. Magnesium is one of the #1 vitamin deficiencies in the whole entire United States. Okay, magnesium, and when it comes to, people that died from the pandemic, also vitamin D and stuff like that was found to be very deficient in these people. For some reason, no promotion of that, during that whole couple of years. But magnesium, vitamin D, these are simple things that you can just do every day, every morning, to give your body the nutrients that it needs that our modern day diets don't really get. Here's one of my favorite ones. This is called Alpha Brain. This is for memory and focus. This is daily cognitive support. I love taking this before I record a video, before I go on a live stream. It really does help with your verbal recall. It was university tested in Johns Hopkins double-blind placebo-controlled studies. created by Aubrey Marcus. Joe Rogan is a part owner of the company, but Aubrey Marcus, you can follow his podcast online. I've met the guy in real life, down in Austin, Texas before. Really cool dude. And this is really just the perfect nootropic, according to Aubrey and Joe. When they designed this supplement, they wanted something that would help them in precision sports like golf, pool, podcasting, obviously, MMA. And I really do feel a difference. Guys, don't take this before bed because you are going to have crazy, vivid dreams. I mean, unless you want that. Sometimes I think that's kind of fun, but I like to take this in the morning or before I do something that requires either verbal recall or physical dexterity. If I'm playing the piano or guitar, this is going to help me just get my physical dexterity right for my fine motor skills. It's not going to make you necessarily run faster or lift more, but if you're, playing something like darts, right, you're going to be more precise with, that tunnel vision, and this is what gives it to you. Now, there's all kinds of ingredients in here, tyrosine, theanine, cat's claw extract, but one of the major things that assists in acetylcholine production, which is a neurotransmitter, acetylcholine has to do with your movement and, again, your verbal recall, your response time in your brain. That's going to be alpha GPC, one of the main ingredients in here. Alpha GPC works like a charm. I can really tell. You take 2 or 3 of these and you're just buzzing. It's not caffeinated. It's a very calm energy. And it really is kind of my favorite nootropic that I've ever taken. So you don't need to take it every day, but I like to take it when there's some work to be done that requires enhanced abilities and motor skills. And in addition to the alpha GPC, one of the other big ingredients here is huperzine A. Apparently these two combined create this really crazy nootropic effect, and I've even heard that the huperzine A is what causes crazy dreams, if you take it right before bed. So don't bother doing that. But it's also got some vitamin B to increase the absorption of all these things. And I'm just a huge fan of Alpha Brain. Guys, you can't go wrong with this one. Next, we've got host defense mushrooms. I like to take these host defense mushrooms because they're good for so many different things. And we're just now finding out what's really so obvious, that nature provides a lot of what we already need. Look up Paul Stamets on YouTube, and this is his company. Paul Stamets is the leading mycologist researcher in the United States, probably in the world. He's got 7 patents related to mushrooms that are currently changing the world, anything from insecticides to, literal cures for diseases. And, people have tried to suppress his patents before, but he's been very successful and hasn't given up. And he's basically open sourced a lot of these ideas to the public at this point. And they're all based on just regular old mushrooms that are mostly found in the Pacific Northwest, in the old growth forests up there. The Pacific Northwest in the USA is one of the only places in the world that grows some of these mushrooms, like agarikon, some of these other ones. So it's very important that, you get them sourced from reliable places, not necessarily from China, no offense, China, but, from American, US-made companies. And I prefer host defense because who better to buy mushrooms from than the leading mycologist himself, Mr. Paul Stamets. And you take 2 of these per day. They're great for vitality, immunity, and just your overall health. I really do think that these prevent me from getting sick a whole lot. They're all non-toxic. They're all obviously beneficial. There's good and bad mushrooms. This is like all of the good ones. I mean, look at all these different mushrooms. There must be like 20 of them in here. Chaga, maitake, reishi, cordyceps, agarikon, amadou, shiitake, lion's mane, turkey tail. Things like lion's mane have even been shown to promote neurogenesis, meaning growing back new neurons. When we used to think the brain was kind of, you get what you get and that's it, and then you decay forever, we've actually proven with lion's mane mushroom, paired with vitamin B, and even psilocybin actually, that neurons can grow back and neuroplasticity is a real thing. So you might as well add this to your stack. This is pretty cheap and affordable as well. You can get it at most convenience stores. Next up, this one is really cool. It's called NMN. You've probably heard of NMN because David Sinclair, the leading longevity researcher in the world, takes it every day himself. The dude is 50 years old. He looks like he's 30. This guy, he eats his own dog food, so to speak. And NMN is not just any chemical that's good for you, but this particular brand is powdered liposomes, meaning these NMN molecules are encased in fat, which allows them to go through your stomach, basically not get all chewed up by your digestive enzymes in your stomach, and allows them to pass through to your intestines for maximum absorption. So a lot of NMN you can buy online today. It's become very trendy in the longevity community to take NMN, but a lot of it is not very good quality because it's not liposomes. So pay a little bit more if you're going to get NMN, and pay a little bit more for this particular brand. I like this one called Renew. But either way, just make sure that they're powdered liposomes. I think it stands for nicotinamide mononucleotide or something like that. Nicotinamide mononucleotide, I think I'm right on that. And this is really good, guys. It's extended the lifespan of rats by 50% or more. There's not really a whole bunch of mainstream approved studies because it hasn't been around for a long time. But if you look at the people taking it and the people designing the studies and research around this, everyone's taking it. There's really no big downsides to taking this every day. And this one, I really do notice a difference in my overall vitality. And we're going to see at the end of the video if taking this, in the past year or so, has actually affected my biological age versus my chronological age. And we're going to check that out in just a minute. Hang tight. One more supplement. This right here is Zeolite. Okay, so learned about this one from a guy named Randy Hilarski. Zeolite, you don't have to take this every day. This is basically a mineral that comes from volcanic ash, sourced from Slovakia. Clinoptenolite. Zeolite clinoptenolite. Okay, this brand is called Hproof. I'll post the links in the description below. Some of this stuff is hard to pronounce. From Slovakia. One of these tins, one of these cans, will probably last you over a year because you really don't need to be taking more than a gram of this per day. And this really it encases various molecules that are bad for you and helps you flush them out. So this is really for detoxifying your body. If you think you might have some kind of toxins in your body, I actually did a test a couple years ago and I had high levels of cadmium in my blood. Cadmium, as I later learned, I was looking around online, I couldn't find out why I had cadmium in my blood. And at the time I had been vaping electronic cigarettes with, the battery powered ones, not real cigarettes, but the nicotine vapes that all the kids are smoking nowadays. And I realized when I was doing my research that cadmium is a primary ingredient in batteries, in lithium batteries. And so I put two and two together and said, well, all that bad stuff, all that cadmium might be from the vaping. So I tried to chill out on the vaping a little bit, and I've been taking this, which is a detoxifier, especially if you fear you might have heavy metals in you. And there's really no harm in taking it every day, but especially if you think that something is wrong in your body, that you might have some toxins built up from maybe your workplace, maybe you're breathing in fumes all day, maybe you've had some really bad habits in the past. I've even heard of people with tinnitus taking this, and for whatever reason their tinnitus is going away. I've also heard things about vaccine side effects, allegedly. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to get banned off of YouTube. But Zeolite seems pretty low risk and pretty high reward when you look into the science behind it. Very non-toxic. I could probably take up to 3 to 5 grams of this per day, but I just take a very small amount every day, just in case I'm getting any heavy metal toxicity or any other toxicity from anywhere else, because it encases, again, those molecules and allows your body to excrete them out through your kidneys. So research this a little bit too. A couple more really quick ones, guys. Really, really quick, I promise. If you like coffee, try to go easy on the coffee. You'll realize that it really gives you more anxiety, usually than it's worth. But for coffee, I like to take 4 Sigmatic coffee. This is coffee infused with mushrooms, lion's mane and chaga mushroom. So I like to take some of this. I also like to toss some hemp oil in there to kind of take the edge off of the anxiety of the coffee. I used to drink way too much coffee, and quite frankly, I was just, irritable, and you don't really get much smarter. Like, coffee is kind of like a cheap trick that tricks your body into thinking you're being more productive when really you're just spinning your wheels. But if you have to drink coffee, I drink a tiny cup a day. I like 4 Sigmatic, lion's mane, and chaga mushroom coffee. One more thing, if you're going to be working out, just take creatine. It's pretty universally known to be one of the best workout supplements, minimal downsides. Do the research. If you want, it's not bro science. It's just a really cheap thing you can do to increase your strength if you like to work out. And finally, I like to take some tea every day with apple cider vinegar. If you just ate like a heavy meal, it's good for digestion, good for your overall health. Tea is a much better alternative to coffee, and of course I like to drink it in my Tears of Hex Haters mug, along with Hater Tears, which sustained me for most of my life. Now finally, guys, this is the experiment that I've been doing lately. This experiment is related to a new company funded by David Sinclair. So, he's like the main go-to guy for all this longevity stuff. It's called Tally Health. And they calculate based on your DNA. I sent in a spit sample to this company. All right, I spat in a little vial. I sent it into a company. And what they're going to do right now in a couple minutes here is they're going to tell me my chronological age versus my biological age. Okay, I'm 29 today, but what is the age of my body? What is the age of all of my cells? And I'm a little nervous to find out for the first time in front of you guys because I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping, my biological age is like 25 or 27 or something and not older than my actual body. Because if my chronological age is less than my biological age, that means I've got some work to do. If my body is older than my time spent circling the sun, that doesn't sound so good, right? But either way, what's cool about Tally Health is not only do they give you these genetic testing kits, but they also send you 30 packs of these awesome pills every month. And they retest you every 3 months if you want to. It's a bit expensive, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably the most expensive supplement I've just shown you. This is about $120 a month. But again, with financial freedom, I'm not out here buying yachts and Lambos. I'm out here buying longevity supplements, all right? So if your health is important to you, and if $120 a month is in your budget, I highly recommend these Tally Health supplements paired with the DNA testing kit because these are awesome. They give you 4 pills a day and you take 1 per month. And guys, I have just been totally, flushed out. This might be TMI, but if I'm eating bad the night before, these pills will literally just flush my body out, all the fast food, everything else, if you know what I mean. But afterwards, I just feel literally amazing. I've never taken a longevity supplement that I kind of can feel working instantly. Tally Health, guys. Let me read you the ingredients really quick. So I guess if you don't want to pay for that, you could technically just combine all the ingredients that they're giving you. And I'll give away the secret formula right now, guys. It is calcium alpha ketoglutarate, spermidine, trans-resveratrol. I've heard of resveratrol before. Quercetin, which is spelled Quercetin, and then fisetin, which is spelled Fisetin. These 4 ingredients, let's see if you can see them right there. These 4 ingredients are what make up the Tally Health pills. So there you go. I take that stuff every day. It makes me feel great. This is how I'm spending my time with financial freedom. And let me now read my biological chronological age result. Without further ado, let's hop over to the computer. All right, and without further ado, here are my official Tally Health age results. Gee, I sure hope my chronological age is higher than my biological age. Let's take a look. Moment of truth here, guys. Yes, I'd like to view my Tally Health age. Robust epigenetic technology. Cool. Sounds pretty cool. 29. Oh my God, it's 2 years younger, 27, hell yeah. Wow, 27 years and 6 months. So I am 2 years and 1 month older than my chronological age of 27 years, or 29 years rather. That's pretty awesome. But hey, maybe we can get that down to 25, 24, right? We're trying to live forever here. We can do better than 27, right? But no, that makes me feel good. I'm actually pretty happy I didn't embarrass myself on camera. Being like 40 years old with a 30-year-old body, or 40-year-old body and a 30-year-old human. No, 27 sounds pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And we're going to test this again in 3 months. Maybe I'll tweet about it and see if my age went up or down. But yeah, apparently my body is literally 2 years younger than my physical body. My metabolic body, my cells are 2 years younger than my chronological, time spent on this earth. So do what you will with that information. If this was cool to you, like and subscribe. This video is a little bit out of the normal, but I just wanted people to realize that, your health is the most important thing you have. Without health, health is the real wealth. And, your investing journey is really going to be a lot easier if your physical body is taken care of. Your mental health and your physical health are really interconnected. If you're healthier, you think more clearly, you can resist a lot of the FUD and negativity on the internet these days. And you just have an overall happier life. And I'm not saying I'm walking around in constant ecstasy all day long. I get pissed off too, I go on Twitter too. But, these things have really helped me in my life and my journey. and this is kind of the stage that I'm at. So I hope some of this was valuable to you. All those supplements together, again, links are all in description below. Probably cost me about $400, $500 total, but I'm not refilling them every single month. They're staggered, $20 here, $50 there, $70 here. So it's just a constant ongoing thing. It's kind of like buying groceries, if you're buying a ton of groceries, but it's kind of just like part of my monthly expenditures nowadays. And it's definitely worth it, guys. I mean, I'll take longevity supplements that really, really work, that I'm literally an example of. They make me feel great. I'll take that over a new flat screen TV or whatever, Rolex or anything else. That's just my personal opinion of where I like to spend my money right now. Not saying I'm never going to buy a Rolex, guys. I'm not really trying to virtue signal that hard here. I'm just saying that a lot of people buy a lot of dumb stuff. And in my opinion, this is a better way to spend your money if you have it. And the closer to financial freedom that you get, the more you can afford to be healthier and to escape the rat race. And when you escape the rat race, you also escape all of the mind-numbing, health-sucking pitfalls that the majority of the world falls into, because they can't afford the time to even be thinking about this kind of thing. So what a luxury that I even have the time, that I can afford the freedom to be thinking about this kind of stuff. All thanks to Hex.com, all thanks to smart long-term investing strategies using Hex.com, world-changing cryptocurrency. Check it out, link down below. Thanks, guys. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.